Oh, it's NEC time, so a great time for bits and bobs, awnings, accessories, loads of stuff. You just want to try and figure out layouts and whatever you're thinking about changing. The NEC is on. So from it actually started on Tuesday. I think this is Friday's video. It might even come out a little bit sooner. So whenever this video comes out, it was on Tuesday and it's on until Sunday. I think you can still get tickets. So great day out for everyone. Go and have a good look around. Have a look what's new, what have they changed, what are prices doing. I think there's going to be some great deals. So if you're thinking about a new one, go and have a quick look and see whether you can get a good deal on something. If you're not looking for a new one, you're looking for a nice second-hand one, we have got some crackers in stock that we're going to go and have a look round. We're going to have a look at now. So this is possibly getting close now to the last time that some people are going to use the caravan, and you're going to shut the caravan down for the whole winter. So as we're going to go around, we're going to look at draining down, other things that we should be doing, cushions, window seals, everything like that. So we're going to try and cover as much as we possibly can in this video, and then let us know your little tips in the comments, because that will help everybody. So a Swift Challenger, or Swift Finesse 570 even, 6 berth 2020, 1500 kilograms maximum, 17,995. So
what's the difference between a Finesse and a Challenger?
So this is based on a Sprite. So again, if you remember previously, we've said about the Sprites have the 3,
yeah.
And also this sort of setup in the kitchen area, so that sort of defines that basically. But if you have a quick look through, and as I say, sort of making sure everything is all drained down. So last week's video we had a look at blowing through your tap. Now popping up now is a proper drain off with using a pressurized system basically on your water pump, and it blows all the water through. So a really good one to do. These taps are very expensive. You're going to be paying well over £100 odd
really,
for one of these taps,
Crikey.
plus fitting, etc. So if you leave any water in that and it cracks and you replace it, it's going to be expensive. So the little kit that just popped up now is well worth the money, and hopefully I'll find a link to be able to buy it in our Amazon shop. So making sure that water system is completely flushed out. Make sure there's no water in the system. Your cassette toilet, make sure your flush water is drained down, your cassette is empty and nice and clean. And then also, if you can, on the actual flush water for your toilet, just run roughly 10% bleach. So mix a container, a little pop bottle, 10% bleach. So if it's a litre bottle, 10% of that with bleach. Fill your flush tank up, leave it for a couple of hours, and then flush it through the system. Get a little bit through the system, drain a little bit off, and then empty it all back out. So your cassette will have a little bit of cleaner in there, bleach and water. Give that a good slosh around, empty that, and then fill the system back with just clean water again, and flush it back through again with clean water, and then drain off, and that'll stop black bits coming through. Handbrake, again, if we're leaving the caravan now, we're not going to move it. You need to make sure your handbrake is off, but before we make sure that handbrake is off, we need to make sure all of our legs down. And again, a really good time now that our legs are in the down position, a little bit of WD-40 and spray up the legs, lubricate the bar that is going to spin sort of round as you put the legs up and down, and that is going to make it a little bit easier for next year. If you can, this is more if the caravan is sighted and it's just going to stay in the position and it's not going to move. Obviously you want to chock your wheels from front to back, and then also just overinflate your tyres a little bit, because they're just going to sit there. You're not going to be able to move the caravan around over this winter period. We're just going to overinflate them slightly, so that they're just going to hold shape a little bit better, and you're not going to get any flat spots. Newer tyres, to be fair, don't tend to really get the flat spots like the older ones do, but just overinflating them, that is going to help your tyres if you do come to manoeuvre it later on. Swift Conqueror 530. Is it the Conqueror? Let me just check. I can't. Elegance 530.
You're getting all
so
your Swifts wrong today.
It's an even better model than the Conqueror. So the Elegance was like the better car. So you've got the Korean worktop in here. So proper worktop.
Oh, yeah,
really high spec van. This one 13995 I think it is for 2015. So a very nice van.
Cupboards are nice, aren't they, in here?
Really high spec, heavier. So this is quite a heavy van for a 4-burst single axle, and it's about 1651 kilograms maximum. So it is a heavy one. Now, coming again to the winter, we want to make sure that if we've not put a cover on and what have you, all of our windows now have been lubricated up. So again, the other week we'd said about putting some silicone spray on a towel and going around all your window rubbers, toilet window rubbers, toilet seal, so the actual seal that you're going to open for the toilet, just gives that a nice spray up. And then all of your lockers on the outside, and again make sure they're all clicked in and fully locked in. Give them a little tug on the corner, I'll show you that in a minute. Upholstery. Now a good way to do your upholstery is bring it away from the sides of the caravan and actually probably just stack it up in the middle of the caravan. It's going to allow everything to breathe, and then it's just going to let the air circulate round. Opening up your cupboards. So again, just open all the cupboards up, and again it's just going to allow the caravan to actually breathe over the winter. Again, if you're not really going to, a lot of the sites, or if you've got it in storage and you're sort of thinking, well, I'm going to put it away, I'm not going to go to it that often. So doing as much as you can now, and then you've not got to think about it. Blinds. I would say over the winter, close your curtains, because depending on what type of blinds that you've got, if they're this type of blind, it doesn't matter, because there's no sort of spring on there, and you're not going to damage it by leaving that down. But some blinds are on springs, so literally when you pull it down, it will fire back up. Now that type of blind you don't want to leave in the down position, you want to leave that in the up position and leave your curtains closed instead, because that is just going to save your blinds from being over tensioned over the winter and having to have them re-tensioned again. Making sure everything is really clean, so give all underneath of your lockers, cupboards, seating, everywhere a really good clean through. Obviously if you've got any debris of food or whatever, it's going to attract mice, and you're going to get them in, and it's going to then possibly could eat your furniture, do damage into the caravan, the wiring, etc. So really good clean and a good surface wipe of everything, so there's no smells to attract anything in. That should then sort of hopefully stop anything actually coming into the caravan. Back onto the water system, as we'd said, if we disconnect our hoses, and again then once you've blown all the systems through like we did a minute ago, make sure they're all left in the open position. You'll notice in this one we've got Aldi central heating, so again we should have an Aldi central heating tank, and we want to make sure that this is on at least on the minimum, so that is topped up with the Aldi fluid, and it's not going to freeze up and cause any problems over the winter. So again, just make sure that is topped up and in a correct position.
You've got speakers in the bathroom on that one.
Yeah, no, again, nice van these are. Very high spec, a real sort of luxury van. So as I'd said, making sure these lockers are all, once you've locked them into place, make sure that they're actually locked up, and they're sort of actually clicked in. Probably more so on these type of lockers, sometimes they won't click in and you can actually pull the side of the door open, so make sure that these are actually clicked in fully, and then nothing is going to be able to go through. Again, hopefully you've already silicone sprayed up the seals and that is then covered. A general look around on the outside, if you can, a quick wash off with the overwintering solution. So Fenwick's popping up now, a link to our Amazon shop. You can buy the Fenwick's overwintering solution, which you literally just give it a wash over with that Fenwick's, and it'll create a bit of a film on the caravan. So next year when you come to it, the first wash off is going to be really, really easy, and all of the rubbish will come off dead easy. Again, if you can't use the Fenwick's, then maybe just a polish over, so some good car polish, go over. It's going to be difficult on the roof, but if you can get the sides and as much of the roof as you possibly can, a good polish up, and again that's just going to save the caravan then through and over the winter and just make your life easier for next season. Another nice one, so this is the Swift Challenger 2022 560 at 22,995. So this has got your nice island bed at the back, with your 2 doors going through, and again your mattresses, so these are quite difficult to actually take off of the van. So what I would potentially say, and I don't know, let me know in the comments, because it would be nice to actually leave that mattress up like that, because then everything can breathe. The problem with doing that is your gas struts then might become weak over the winter. I'm not 100% sure whether they will or won't.
I was going to say, I feel like they might.
Yeah, I think that they will, and I think that is going to cause you an issue.
Could you sort of put it half up and rest it on something?
No, I think you're still going to have the same problem. So whether or not you can then actually lift the mattress up, and again the problem that you've got, because it's quite a big mattress, you don't want it to bow or bend or anything.
No, yeah, that's true. If you did that, it'd bow in the middle, wouldn't it?
Let me know. So hopefully somebody in the comments has got a good idea of what they do with their mattress over the winter to make sure that it's not going to cause any issues. Now, a lot of the caravans, a lot of the new ones, are going to have tracker units on. So if your caravan is literally left and it's not going to get touched, you need to make sure that solar panel is as clean as it can possibly be. So a little bit of non-detergent soapy water. I think that was right.
Non-detergent?
Yeah, I can't remember what the actual proper terminology was now, but there's a soapy water that isn't going to sort of have like the detergents in and what have you. And I can't think
like
for the life
water
of
and
me.
a cloth would be better.
Yeah, just water and a cloth. There is soap that's out there that's like a non-biological, and it's not going to cause any issues. I can't think for the life of me what the name is. So again, let me know in the comments what the name of that soapy water is that I'm thinking about, that you can clean your solar panel with, because my mind is completely blank, because I'm trying to think of all the different tips and hints that I can give you of putting your van away. So make sure that solar panel is really clean. Whoever's put in the comments, thank you. Hopefully somebody's put it in the comments what the soapy water is that you're supposed to clean it with. Making sure that's clean, and then again, if you can, just try and make sure that you sort of give the van the battery as best a charge as you possibly can, so it's in the best state when you leave it, and then hopefully we get enough sun over the winter that your solar panel can keep that trickled and going.
I was going to say, do you think, how realistic is it that that'll be enough to charge for the tracker?
I don't know. Depends how much sun we have. If we have enough sun, you'll be fine, but if we have real horrible dark days for prolonged periods, probably not. And there's not a lot you can do about it once you've put your van away, and if it's on a site and you can't really go to it, which there's a lot of them out there that is like that, it's difficult. So it's just trying to make sure that solar panel is going to be as effective as possible. Also making sure that all the rest of your system is turned off. So on your black control panel, you can have this system shut off in the off position, and that should still then put the power from the solar panel through to the battery. And the way you can double check it is that when it's a little bit sunny, get a voltmeter and actually then test on your battery that you've got the power. So you'll have about 12.8 roughly from the normal battery, and then if the solar panel's kicking in, we should be above that, and that'll sort of let you know. The other way that you can test it is just disconnect the positive terminal and give it a quick test with your voltmeter as well, and just make sure that's coming through. The other way is just make sure that your little green light is flashing on the actual solar controller on there as well. So that'll just sort of give you an indication that that should be putting the power through. And then when you test that on the meter, and also on your control panel, you should have a little symbol on there just to let you know that the actual solar panel is putting power through to the battery. So again, disconnect your 230 volt, and again you can use your panel then just to check the voltage if you've not got a voltmeter. Voltmeter will tell you exactly.
Does that green light flash even when there's not sun?
As long as it's producing a little bit. So if it's night time, that possibly won't be flashing, but if you've got a little bit of light, it should be flashing.
Oh right, okay.
So we have done our tyres, we've made sure our handbrake's off, we've flushed the toilet system through, so that should be good. We've drained all the water system down, so that should be good. We've made sure our solar panel is nice and clean and our battery is in the best state that we possibly can. We've put our upholstery in the best position, we've set all of our curtains, we've gone round and checked all of our window roof lights. They're all locked down, so a bit like a pre-check before we're going to tow, really, before you leave. It makes sure that everything is all sort of buttoned in properly and it's not going to have a big gust of wind and it's going to fly open and then leaking over the winter period. So just things like that again then is just making sure that everything is all looking good. As I say, single beds, you could leave those up quite comfortably, they're not going to cause any problem like that. Make sure you took all the bedding out, and if you're not going to take the bedding home, a good way is shrink, you know, the plastic
vacuum bags.
Yeah. Get yourself a couple of the vacuum bags, take your hoover along with you to the site, put all of your bedding into those and put them into the vacuum bags, shrink it all down. Again, that's going to stop your bedding and what have you getting damp and causing issues over the winter within the van. And again, it'll obviously, it's quite big, isn't it, the bedding, so try and actually put that all underneath of your bed slats or lockers. It can create a bit of moisture, so if you've got the vacuum bags, put them into there. They can even go on the floor in the middle of the van. You're not going to create any extra moisture or anything within the van and cause any condensation. Surface wipes, so got to be careful on coloured panels and what have you, but a good surface wipe, again, sometimes if there's just been a little bit of condensation in the air, you'll come back to the van next year and it'll have like a green film. So again, a good antibacterial surface wipe on all of the surfaces now. That'll help with the mice, make sure everything's all clean and tidy, but it will potentially stop condensation and moisture over the winter, sticking to these sort of surfaces and then going like a green mouldy sort of colour over the winter. Next one is controversial, which is the moisture traps.
I was going to say,
you knew we were going to get there, and you knew.
Yeah.
I still really like that bathroom on
I
this.
like
this
this
is
van completely. I think the design of this van is so nice.
A really, really nice, nice one, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, I like the curved unit as you walk in.
Yes.
I like the sort of padded wall there. And then your little
like
gaps
padded
for
walls,
your
do you?
wine bottles.
Looking for somewhere with padded walls, are you, to spend your winter?
Yeah, massive, great sunroof front window.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's huge.
I do. I can't believe this is still here, to be fair.
No,
what is it?
it's a really stunning van.
24,995 for 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's barely been used, has it?
No, not at all. It's got the mover as well on there, so.
And it's got one of those posh microwaves in without the plate.
Yeah, with the proper plate, yeah. So there's no plate to remove. Again, that's something else that you can sort of take out of the microwave and just make sure your microwaves are all clean. Make sure your oven, your hob, your grill, everything's all nice and clean as well for next season. And then, like I said, the controversial one is the moisture traps.
They don't do any harm though, do they? So surely it's worth just putting them in.
Well, if you've sort of put all your cushions up, you've allowed the caravan to breathe as much as possible, I would rather the moisture be going into that moisture trap than into the caravan. And as people say, yeah, it's going to draw moisture into the caravan that wouldn't have normally been drawn in. But with weather going hot and cold like it is doing, you're going to get moisture in there anyway, so at least it's got somewhere to go rather than the cushions. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I've not got a PhD in moisture, so I feel that they're good. Make your own decision. People will say, yeah, put them in, don't put them in, do whatever you want to do. I think they're a good idea and I'd rather use them. So
you could do it with a moisture measuring thing, couldn't you? And you could use it with
technical.
Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't got a PhD either.
It's technical. We'll get one of those. I'll just go on Amazon now and I'll order one of those moisture measuring things.
You could get a meter, couldn't you, and then measure it with and without the moisture trap and see whether it's brought more moisture in or not.
I've got more important things to do, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
but then you could make a really educated decision about them.
Well, yeah, I just sort of feel that, yeah, I think that they're okay. So that is, I feel, probably as much as we can sort of really do. That's all the big basic stuffs. I'm bound to have missed some stuff because I've been trying to think of all the different things as we've been going round. But I think that's all your main sort of things that you need to think about. We've got a couple of vans that have just come in, which we're going to have a quick look at while we're going through. We've got our van builds. So we're going in a minute. The reason that we're trying to do this video this morning, we're going to pick up a load of bits and bobs to be able to start the van build on Thursday. So we might have on Sunday's video some of the van build. I thought everyone was going to sort of turn around in the comments last week and say, oh no, we're not interested in that, we're not bothered. But actually, everyone seemed like they were really interested in it.
Yeah, I think it's quite an interesting thing to see something through from start to finish. Again,
I hadn't done much of the truck update, so I've got a video that I'm working on for the truck build update, our own sort of one. But I've just not had a chance to actually do an awful lot on it, and then I've not been videoing much because I didn't think people were interested, but it sounds like people are, so we shall do a bit more on that as well, I think. Nice two berth, so Eldis Avanti 462 7995. Lovely two berth. We've not got a lot in two berths. We had a mad panic rush the last couple of months on two berths again, and again we get it where it swings and some people sort of go mad for two berths and single beds, and then it goes quite on another layout, and so it's ever changing.
Were the black carpet standard in
this?
Yeah,
they were
quite
standard.
Like the black carpets.
Yeah, and we've got
nice.
The rest of the carpets and all the curtains as well to go in. So again, where I was saying before about shutting your curtains, some people like to take the curtains off through the winter as well. And then you
I'd not even noticed that they were missing, actually.
Yeah, we've got them. Yeah. So another nice one, and then another nice one that's just come in.
I don't like curtains, to be fair. They're just getting in the way.
True.
I just prefer the blinds.
Another little nice one. So we've looked at the Ultima previously. 9995, 1305. So again, a really good one.
It's a good price and a good layout, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So a nice little fixed bed layout that is.
Nice starter van, I think.
Yeah. Good. Even a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah.
Got a good service history and everything as well, that one. And then we've got a lovely little one that's just come in over on the end. Still trying to think if there's any other things that you need to really do for getting the van completely packed away for the winter. We are also going to be doing actually use the caravan for the winter. So again, there's a lot of people sort of that are sighted or putting it away now after the October half-term holidays, and that's it till next year. But we've also got the other side of it where we've got a lot of people that actually use the caravan all the way through. So we're going to then start aiming some of the videos towards that. 1270 kilos this one, a little cracker. Really nice lightweight little fixed bed van that's just come in. Another one that I've just thought on, leaving your fridge door open. So little cloth So firstly,
all those shelves today when I was taking the pictures, I couldn't figure out how to get those shelves in that fridge. Absolute nightmare.
So some of these you can actually take the freezer door out completely. So there's two little clips on the bottoms that sort of click over, and that will come out. So if you've got one of those, you can actually just take that out over the winter, and it's not going to sort of get mouldy or anything like that. If not, little cloth just in there, and that'll keep that open and let it breathe. And then same on the door. You have got different catch positions on these, and you can actually set it to sort of so that it won't shut properly, or so that it just stays open like that.
So what did you do?
This one just literally pushes forward, so they'll click in and out. But yeah, you can move those so that literally it just holds the lock out and just leaves it. But I think the old-fashioned way is get your cloth in there, and then it just makes sure that that's going to stay nice and open and let the actual fridge breathe. And then yeah, that's about it. I think that's pretty much everything. I'm bound to have forgotten something, but off the top of my head, that's your main bits and pieces. So hopefully, if it is that you're putting your van away for the next time, this video has helped you and sort of gone through all the things that you need to remember. Hopefully people in the comments as well have give you a good little bit of advice. I think we've got a nice community now where people are actually, they've done it for years, put the vans away for years. So again, little tips and hints that people that have sort of had the vans on sites and seasoned and pitched, they can help as well. So let us know in the comments any little hints and tips. Don't be afraid of all. Don't want to put hints and tips down in case somebody says, oh, that's rubbish, or hey, I'm stood here talking a load of rubbish and I don't care. So don't worry about commenting. It might just help somebody. Even if 10 people say, oh, that's rubbish, but it helps one person, bonus. So let us know in the comments. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little video, sort of having a quick look round at what we've got in. Hopefully if you've gone to the NEC, let us know about the NEC. We'll do a bit of an update probably next week, see how that went. And then we shall see you on Sunday's video. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place, and we'll see you then.